everybody. We've got a couple more of these Caterpillar cylinders. These are off the Cat 289 D3s and I don't know what all series. But anyways, junk Cat cylinders with non-replaceable. I mean, there is no bushing. I was saying non-replaceable. There's no bushing in there. They just machine the rod in. So anyways, this is, I lose track now, third or fourth set of these I've got because they're all wearing out now. And Cat's solution for this is to sell you a new cylinder for $800. So anyways, we're setting up to do this. I videoed a few before, so we're not going to video all this, but I just wanted to highlight it a minute again because I'm sure there's people out there that haven't seen the previous videos, and just highlight that. So what I've discovered with these is they case harden to bore in them, and I'm sure with really high-end carbide or with ceramic you could cut it, but the simplest solution is I go in there with my Rosebud, heat just the inner surface of the bore up to red hot and let it cool off, and that anneals them enough that you can just cut them like butter. So anyways, we're setting up. I'll show you a few steps along the way, but what I'm actually going to show you now, I'll bring you around and show you what we're up to. So I have this aluminum V-block that, I don't remember where I got this. It's obviously shop made, but it's really handy for this kind of stuff. Because what I'll do is I'll lay the rod right in here, put a couple of strips of copper on, clamp it right in there, right on the rod. But I'm getting tired of, every time I use this, I got to tram it in up and down the side of it. So what I'm in the process of doing is setting up over here to machine myself some bar stock into some keys that fit tight into the T-slots on that milling machine. And what I'll do is I'll just stand them on end at opposite ends of that block, slam the block up against them, and clamp it down, and then you'll know you're square. Now, I mean, you're not going to be square for like aerospace level accuracy, but something like this, you'll absolutely be good enough for what it is. So anyway, that's what I'm setting up to do now. We'll shoot a little video of buzzing that and getting this project set up. This should be the finish pass, 6/1000 here. It's 13/16 is what the width of the slots in that Lucas boring mill are, so it's 0.8125. Taking it to 0.813, and I'm going to see how it feels. Just because, if anything, I would like them to be kind of a tap fit into there. But we'll see. If that's too snug, I'll skim them down. I might even throw it on the surface grinder if I don't like, if it's too snug, and just dust them with a surface grinder. But we're going to see how it feels. I mean, the edges of these slots aren't perfect. I know there's going to be, I've spent tons of time filing and sanding. When I got this machine, you could not get a T-nut into here. These bottom edges were so boogered up. So, all right. So when I was measuring it in there, I was able to just barely get in on the tips. Apparently my measuring that way wasn't super accurate because I was shooting for 0.813 and I've got 0.815 there. It's got some slight, 0.815. Anyways, so I'm a little thicker than I want to be, so we'll see if that's good, bad, or ugly. See, that's what I would have expected. It kind of feels like it would like to start. Some spots with a bit more wear at the top edge, it'll try. So this isn't a big deal because I don't mind the idea of throwing this thing on the surface grinder anyway. So we're going to go toss it on the surface grinder and dust ourselves a few thousandths at a time off until it fits, basically. Alright, there she be, and it does a nice job. Funny, because I really was not planning on bidding on this saw when I went to that auction. I looked at it. Man, that thing's got the snot beat out of it. I don't know if I need a project like that. Alright. Get snug here at the bottom slot there. They're a bit too tight here, but not bad. That'll work. Alright. I had a friend stop by just about the time I was getting started to set up. I try not to put people on camera without... I don't know, I wouldn't appreciate it if somebody just put me on camera and put me on YouTube, so... Anyway, so I was puttering with it while I was here, but you get the basic idea. Here's those keeper keys I was making, or... locating keys. I've got this right now just barely snug, so it's aluminum V-block, piece of copper here, piece of copper there, so that I can clamp right on the rod without screwing it up. And what I'm doing right now is I'm getting on here at the machinist square, and I'm thumping and tunking around until I get this thing squared up in here. And then I'll have to go ahead and, you know, tap on the backside, make sure it's really snug up against the keys, and then tighten her down. And then inside of here, these have a deep grease groove in. And what I've discovered is that, as far as I can tell, was machined at the same time as the bore was. The wear on these will be all kinds of crazy elliptics, but I've never seen one yet. I've seen them close, but I've never seen one that wore all the way down to the base of the grease groove. So I reach in here with my coaxial indicator, sweep the grease groove, get lined up on that, and then you're on center and you go to boring. So anyway, that's what we're about to set up and do here. I need to add this because with where I'm sitting on this table, I've got the keys in front of it and I'm up against it. So that means, you know, if I have, for instance, I'm aiming to plunge through there. So this thing's a bit dull. If it all of a sudden burns up, you know, halfway through the hole, you can have your loads and forces really skyrocket before you realize it. And I didn't want to risk being able to shove this thing that way. So I've just taken a block with a hole through it, thrown one of my horseshoe clamps on and slammed it up against the edge of this just as a backstop to keep it from being able to go that way. So anyhow, we're going to get in here now with the coaxial indicator and find the center line of this thing. So we're just carving away here. I punched through there with that to start with, roughed it out, and then that left the hole about 150 thousandths under finished dimensions. So we're just buzzing away, punching her out. Looks like Wiggles is working on a crane over here. We're just having fun.